Well, election day is finally around the corner, and after a rough and tumble, back and forth campaign, New York City would never have its mayoralty any differently. We can conclude from our latest Marist poll numbers that the more things change, the more they remain the same. So, in September, when we asked a question, well, what would happen if Adams dropped out and we had a three-way? The way it turned out between Mondani, Sliwa, and Cuomo, and we found that Mondani was ahead of Cuomo among likely voters by 16 points. Well, in our latest poll number, the numbers are a little different, but when you divide or subtract them, you still get 16 points. So that's the margin, double digits as we go in to election day. That's the three-way toss. And we asked some other questions about who might drop out and what that would do. But I think the important thing to look at here is that Mondani does extremely well among Democrats. He's plus 44 percentage points in his favorable and unfavorable among Democrats. Andrew Cuomo is not only upside down overall in terms of his favorable unfavorables, but he's at 39.57 among Democrats. Minus 18 is the net on that. So on the one hand, Mondani's at plus 44, Cuomo's at minus 18. And given that the Democrats are the largest single voting bloc, that tells the tale of the tape. Cuomo, incidentally, has a higher favorability rating among Republicans than he does among Democrats. Curtis Sliwa, of course, does well among Republicans in all these numbers, but that's to be expected and doesn't move the needle too much. Cuomo does decently among people who are over 60. But he loses all the other age groups, and he loses them by a wider margin than he's winning his own group. And when you look at the composition of the electorate, when you look at people who are very liberal, moderate, conservative, and very conservative, you find that Mondani is doing extremely well among the liberal and very liberal groups. Among very liberal, 86% advantage over his nearest rival. Cuomo does decently among moderates. He only loses them by 4 points. He wins them, I should say, by 4 points. He carries conservative and very conservative voters by 19 points. But the problem is, like the problem with the Democrats, there are a lot more liberals and very liberal New Yorkers than there are conservative or very conservative New Yorkers. So again, Cuomo is doing well among the smaller groups, and I think that is in essence what the problem is. And so if you look group by group, you look by age, you look by race, white voters are pretty even, but if you look at people, Latino voters, black voters, that's where Mondani runs up the score, and he's doing well in boroughs. But I think if you want to look at one thing that is telling the story here, and that is the party breakdown. I guess I said two things then. The party breakdown among Democrats, and then also the age. We have a generational difference going on here, and Mondani is clearly doing it among younger and middle age, and that's the lion's share of the votes. Cuomo ahead narrowly, but among the older group, it's a significant number of voters, but not enough to make this more competitive. So we go in with a double-digit lead for Mondani. Debates have been done, the ads have been done, the back and forth has been done, and not much has moved in the last month. So we're still at double digits with a three-man race going into Tuesday.